The parables of Jesus are many, but today's teaching remains very pointed and alive. Anyone who begins an important project without knowing if he or she has the means and the energy for the task risks ending up with a mess on his or her hands. No farmer starts building a guard tower or a water tower for his vineyard without first calculating what the job requires. If the project remains unfinished, he will look ridiculous to his neighbors. No ruler will go to war against a powerful enemy without first calculating the chances of final victory. At first glance, this seems to recommend prudence and caution, far from the boldness Jesus usually asks of his followers. But that is not really the message of these two parables. The mission which Jesus gives to his followers is so important that nobody should commit to it without discernment. Jesus calls for a mature reflection always for the mission of God. The two characters of today's parables need to sit down, consider, and dialogue to reflect. We need to sit ourselves down, gather our thoughts in a considerate way, reflect together, and decide on a path to follow. We need more listening to our gospel together to discover God's call, to awaken our gifts, and to cultivate a renewed style of following Jesus. This is really the pathway of synodality, which is so necessary for the church today. In our times, we are living through major socio-cultural change. We cannot spread faith in this new phase of our world without knowing it well and understanding it from within. What access to the gospel can we offer if we despise or ignore the thinking, feelings, and language of our own time and the various communities of need? We cannot respond to today's challenges with yesterday's strategies. Our lack of planning for God amounts to a series of emergencies left for the church to address. With the reality of corruption as a norm, the taking advantage of others as virtue, with the realities of dangerous wars, threats of war, and with the overwhelming reality of what we have done to the climate, the old ways are simply exhausted and will not work. We need the creativity of community and the reflection on the message and work of Jesus if we are to contribute to humanity. It is reckless to act without reflection. We'd be exposing ourselves to frustration, ridicule, and disaster. Our mission is to sit down, consider, dialogue with our world, which needs the fresh light of this gospel, held and practiced by us, because we are the light of the world.